What's going on, guys? Josh, the Accountability for All, conducting a First Amendment audit at the North Smithfield Police Department in Rhode Island. Looks like a pretty big brick building. I'm not sure if I'm going to get service here, but right now it looks like I do have full service. We're going to conduct a First Amendment audit and see if they respect our right to film in a public place. So let's take a look. I'll get the door for you, man. It's getting cold enough where a nice fireplace will do some good work. So he might be doing a safe exchange. It's a safe exchange zone. Hi, Jake. Okay, notifications are working now. What's up, crazy boxers? 49ers, thank you so much. Muggs Malone, what's up, CSA? DJ Dancing, how we doing? The law. Always watching Stone Cold Steve Austin in the background. That's good. Love when they're watching TV. Can't see. Oh, man. Wonder if that's appropriate. Will do, Anthony. I will be the people auditing. I will get back to you. What's the email address? Jaybird. Hope you're doing well today, Jaybird. Miss you, man. What's up, Matt, the IT guy? We just conducted a First Amendment audit at the Woonsocket Police Station, where Anselmo from Auditing America was illegally arrested. They arrested him for filming and because he went into the back, which was a restricted area, but there was no signs posted. So Dispatcher Liar has a complete and total fail. It's the video out right now. And then the lieutenant wants to talk to me off camera. So I didn't lie. I said, I won't put your face on camera. I just put the phone in my pocket and continued filming. He says, obviously you can hear how much he appreciates what we do. He knows who I am. Asks about a tow truck girl, comes to the car, and he explains, hey, listen, that arrest wasn't great. But some positive things came from it. We put a fence out there, showed me the fence, so no one can get arrested for going back there because it wasn't properly marked. He explained a couple of good things that the department's doing, and I appreciated that because it takes a lot to say, hey, listen, we screwed up and we spent money to fix it so it won't happen again. We filled out a complaint on Dispatcher Liar. We got a little bit of retribution for our friends over at Auditing America. Today we're still in Rhode Island, now at the North Smithfield Police Station in Rhode Island. They did, 49ers. So now we're watching TV back there. There are other, thank you, crazy boxers. There are other TVs back there that have, emergency stuff in there. But hi, how are you? Could I have your name, please?
Dispatcher 40.
Dispatcher 40, thank you. I just had a question, man. Obviously, do you answer just police calls or all emergency calls within this town?
Just police calls.
Police calls, okay. I understand it's on mute, but do you think that in a dispatch room, like I know you guys get breaks and all that stuff and you're the only one on, but do you think that it's appropriate to be watching television while you're working at an emergency service center?
Well, I wasn't watching it, so I was actually working.
Okay. Do you think having the TV on takes away from your ability to handle citizen issues?
We listen to the weather, we watch the news.
Okay. I mean, I don't think John Cena is the weather. That's what was just on.
I wasn't paying attention to it,
So it's on mute, so obviously the volume's not like taking away from what you're doing, but even more so, I understand you're the only person on. It's tough back there, but if you're working in an emergency capacity, it's probably distracting to the citizens to be watching wrestling.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
But I appreciate you being honest, man. I do. Oh, there he is. Could I speak to that officer, please?
Really?
Officer Pirelli.
How's it going?
How's it going, man? Can I have your name, please?
Patrolman Kane Turley, badge number 22.
Turley, thanks, man. Just had a question for you guys. Number one, Are you aware of flag code? What the flag code is?
No, what's the flag code, please?
So have you served in the military?
I have not. No.
All right. So basically, if a flag touches the ground, if someone burns it, something like that, that's considered like flag code desecration. It's a violation of flag code. Flag code also states that a United States flag, when displayed in public capacity, whether it's hanging in front of your building in the lobby or in your uniform, must have the colors red, white, and blue, and either display the stars for the original 13 colonies or for the 50 states. So if you have like a thin blue line flag or a flag like that doesn't have those colors, it's actually flag code desecration. So you're not in control of how the uniforms go out, but I would just appreciate it if you could let your superior know that, you're out there putting your life on the line for this country and for that flag, and we would just ask that it's displayed the way that it deserves to be displayed.
Okay.
All right, number two. I saw you shake your head over there a little bit, but he's watching the TV. See, what's happening right now is what my concern is. Right now, you're watching that TV. Do you think that it's acceptable when you're in an emergency capacity to be watching television?
3:57.
Okay, so
Shift doesn't start until 4 o'clock.
Whose shift doesn't start?
Second shift. His either.
Okay, so
Here we just changed.
are you working right now?
No.
You're not.
We're 3 minutes early.
You're not on the clock.
Not on
So
the
you're
clock
you're
yet.
dealing with me off the record then.
But obviously, if there was an emergency situation, I had to go out on the road right now. That's what I would have to do. Yes.
Okay, so my only question to you is, do you think that you'd be better able to protect the citizens if you weren't watching the TV?
Any other questions?
I mean, my only follow-up question would be, do you have an answer for that question?
No, I don't.
All right, do you think it's possible that I could either speak to a shift commander or we could just shut that TV off? I don't know what you think is so funny. I think the fact that you're allowed to wear a uniform is pretty funny. So here's my point, guys. We're not watching TV, but I just showed you on camera that cop's watching TV, and now it's off. All right? I appreciate that. No need to talk to a supervisor. No need to file a complaint. I'm sure as soon as I leave, he'll turn it right back on. But I'm going to thank that dispatcher for doing the right thing. Because that was the right thing, and he shut it off, not that officer. Dispatcher, I just want to thank you for shutting that off. I appreciate what you do. I know you're on alone, and you probably don't get to go on breaks because there's no one to substitute in for you, but I appreciate that.
No problem.
Thank you.
What's
What's going on, Sergeant?
How are you?
How are you today? I appreciate you observing Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh, I appreciate you noticing that.
Can I have your name, please?
Sergeant Ronda.
Sergeant Rondo. Are you shift commander right now? All right, I have a question for you. Oh, it's a question for the supervisor. Is he the shift supervisor? So my question is for the shift supervisor. I believe that would be you. So I just... All right. I'm going to let him know that he has a dispatcher working pretty hard for him right now. That was the right thing to do. That dispatcher did a good job. I'm really perturbed by the fact that Patrolman Petrelli thinks it's funny because he's telling me that he isn't watching TV, and I stopped talking long enough to show you guys on camera that there's a citizen in front of him and he's standing there watching TV. I don't know how many, wives or dogs he's beaten today, but that flag is sewed into his shirt, so I'm not gonna have. I doubt he would get out of uniform even if I asked. He does. I think he thinks upholding the law is a joke, and he got pretty argumentative. He was smart enough to walk away. But that's this guy right here. He thinks it's pretty funny. He does. He thinks our Constitution is a joke. He still thinks it's a joke. He's a joke. Guarantee he doesn't even know what the Constitution is.
Police suspension 40
It's not touching the ground. Technically, it's not a desecration. I mean, and the flag might be getting turned in, so I'd rather it be there than on the ground or in an office somewhere. He probably is doing that, Matt, the IT guy. Definitely doing that.
I do for you.
Hey, Sergeant, I first want to let you know that your dispatcher is doing a great job. They had a TV on, and I had some concerns with them watching TV.
But they're allowed to have TV on, because we need to know what's going on with the news and everything going around.
Okay, well, he was watching wrestling.
Okay.
So unless it's a championship title exchange, I'm...
This officer just started 30 seconds ago.
Okay. Is he on duty right now? First of all, you're arguing on the wrong point. I'm giving him a compliment because I believe he did the right thing and he acted professionally.
Okay, I don't even know what happened.
However, your officer, the one that's behind you, Petrilli, right? I'm talking to him about what my issues are, okay? He's saying that, I'm not watching TV, and he's standing there watching the television, and he's laughing at me. So I don't know if he thinks that a civilian complaint or an issue a civilian's trying to address is funny, but I don't appreciate the disrespect.
But I don't see the issue.
The issue is he's being disrespectful. You don't see an issue with that?
Because he's laughing?
Because he's laughing at me. Now the world's laughing at him, but that's absolutely unacceptable. And if you're in a supervisor...
Right now.
My complaint right now was just for him, but I don't understand why you're being so combative.
Combative?
Yeah, I'm telling you what's going on. You don't think it's a big deal that he's laughing. You don't think it's a big deal. You're trying to tell me you're watching the news while John Cena's saying you can't see me.
I wasn't watching the TV, so I don't know.
I said he was, and I said he was.
I'm just telling you the reason why the TV is typically on.
Okay.
So what's the whole reason why you're here?
The whole reason I'm here right now is to address the fact that he's being unprofessional, and I don't see that you care at all.
So file a civilian complaint.
All right, I'll take one.
All right, have a seat.
I don't sit down. I'm not a dog. Maybe you've beaten a dog today, but I haven't. Well, how about you have a seat?
I need to get you a civilian complaint. I can't do that on my ass.
Okay, well, first of all, I don't appreciate your language. All right? I have freedom of speech. You're working in a supervisory capacity. Your job demands more than public freedom right now. I don't know how many dogs you've beaten today, but I'm not one of them. He's got a wedding ring on. I wonder if he's beating his wife today when he's not taking steroids. I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying that it could be the case. Did you see a thin blue line? I didn't see one. Have we seen a thin blue line, guys?
All the information's right here.
Yeah.
All the instructions. You have plenty of room here if you need to. Just either write on the back or you can use loose leaf paper.
All right, man.
All right?
Thanks. Hey, let me ask you a question. How many people's rights just today have you violated?
No, I just got in at 4 o'clock, so nobody yet.
No one yet.
No, not today.
All right, well, maybe later. Give you a few.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I usually don't, so that's not usually an issue with me.
All right.
I've been here long enough that, I don't know. I know my rights and everybody else's rights.
You know your rights? What's the First Amendment?
What's that?
What's the First Amendment?
Free speech.
Okay, what else?
What are you talking about?
Freedom of speech, practice religion, right to gather, peaceful protest. I know you know the Second Amendment. What's the Third Amendment?
I'm not sure what the third is. I know the fourth, though.
I know you know the Fourth.
There you go. That's
Illegal search and seizure. Third Amendment is housing soldiers in a time of peace or war.
What does that have to do with law enforcement?
What does it have to do? Because your job is to defend the Constitution. Our freedom is based on the First Amendment.
Absolutely. Hey, fill in a civil complaint. We have a call. All right?
All right, so don't watch TV while you're responding to that call. Why don't you learn the Constitution?
Sorry, so it's hard to do that.
Learn the Constitution. If you're going to defend it, learn it. You're familiar with it, but you have no idea what it is. You know,
No, I do.
all you know is that you can carry a gun and that you can illegally search and seize people's property.
All right. Boss, have a good day, okay?
Yeah, you too. And just so you know, that's a walk of shame, okay? And you should better yourself. You're a disgrace to your uniform. Take off my badge. Yeah, you're wearing my badge. Take it off and get out of my building. You're a fucking disgrace. Alright, guys. Complaint form. Now, this could have went one of two ways. That sergeant comes out and I say, hey, listen, your dispatcher did a great job. I wasn't a huge fan of the TV. But you know what? He turned it off. And I really appreciate that. I didn't like how the other cop was laughing at me and watching the TV instead of taking my complaint serious or my issue seriously. But we addressed it. No need for a complaint form. Let's move on. This guy wants to argue with me, right? He wants to treat me like a piece of shit. I'm not a dog. I don't sit when you tell me to. You know what I mean? It doesn't work that way. You know what the Constitution is? Yeah, I know what it is. What's the First Amendment? Freedom of speech. What else? What do you mean? Well, the Founding Fathers didn't say First Amendment, freedom of speech, and a whole bunch of other shit. No, freedom of speech, peaceful protest, right to practice freedom of religion, right to gather. I know he knows what the Second Amendment is. He's got his firearm. What's the Third Amendment? I don't know what the... He says, I don't know what the Third Amendment is, but I know the Fourth. Well, I'm sure you know about illegal search and seizure because you've probably done it several times today, right? I know the Constitution, but I don't. I mean, it's unbelievable. How many people's rights have you violated? I know that, well, my shift has just started, so none yet. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. When you question the occupation, they don't like it. Just obey blindly. It's absolutely disgusting, guys. And for those folks that saying, like, a difference ain't been made, it's not been made at this police station, that's for sure. Just now, what you did is keeping me watching. Thank you, Danny boy. That officer's pants were hanging halfway down his jock when you were done with him. You're absolutely, man. Absolutely right. You know, these cops, some of them are great, some of them are bad, some of them are just somewhere in the middle. But, you know, what they're doing is wrong. You know, not what all of them are doing is wrong, but what that cop is doing is wrong. And I'm going to stay live right now when I leave because I'm pretty sure they'll try and retaliate against me. Because if they act the way that they act in there, and for those people that say, oh, Josh is pretty quiet now that he's got arrested, I'm pretty quiet when good cops do good things in a good community for good citizens. But when you got scumbags like that, violating people's rights and not giving a shit, the only thing he's probably doing, I'm not saying I have any proof to back this up, but is shooting steroids, right, and violating people's rights. I'm not quiet right now, am I? Freedom is ringing, okay? And they're not going to blindly walk like they can't hear the bells. Mr. Buddy, they're not following you, just saying. That's fine, man. Free speech, well, you just said what you had to say. So I don't know how that's the case, but that's fine. So I'm going to stay live because I'm pretty sure the police are going to try and... I mean, I have no reason to say this, but I'm pretty sure that the police are going to try and pull me over. So I'm going to stay live while we drive away. So I'm going to hop in the car right now. We're going to stay live for a minute or two just to make sure the North Smith... Oh, let's see if they use a directional. See if they use a directional when turning onto a public roadway. He did use his directional. Well, there's one law they obeyed. Actually, Mr. Buddy, in Massachusetts, a seatbelt is called a secondary violation. That means if an officer sees me not wearing a seatbelt, he can't stop me for that. It's secondary. It's only an infraction they can issue or fine for after an initial stop. Like these cops. Unmarked lane change, not using your directional, okay? So if he pulls me over for not using my directional, he can then ticket me for the seatbelt, but he can't pull me over because I'm not wearing it. However, we wear our seatbelts anyways. But. Alright, so we're gonna hop in the car. We're gonna stay live just in case they want to retaliate. I mean, because after an epic fail like that and getting served the way I served them, they might just want to retaliate. So let me put my seatbelt on here. It's stuck. Ow! Stupid seatbelt is freaking stuck. Sorry, the seatbelt was being difficult. All right, guys. So we're just pulling out. We just want to make sure that they don't retaliate against us. We'll go left. Danielle Retta says hi.
Hi, Retta, baby.
She says hi, Retta, baby. All right. So I don't see any officers following us. I'm just gonna stay live just for one more second, just to make sure that they don't change their mind. It's unfortunate when stuff like this happens, guys. That was a bad one. The fact that police stations like that still exist. And this is why I do what I do, because for the past 10 audits that there's a pass, you gotta fail like that, okay? The dispatcher did phenomenal, okay? He even admitted, he said, you know, can you give 100% of your attention to citizens or these emergency phone calls if you're watching that? Probably not, he says. And then he shuts it off. That's super honest. And then the sergeant's saying, oh, we typically keep it on for news. And I said, he's watching wrestling. What is the news? A transfer of championship title? Come on, please. So, that's what's up. Anyways, really appreciate it. Everyone that's watching, stay tuned for more. And that's the reason I stopped you today. That's right, we do have the Supreme Court on our side. Metalhead, what's going on, man? And if you're just tuning in, watch this video. It's a good one, guys. It's a really good one. I'll talk to you soon. It was probably SmackDown from Fox last night. I think that's what it was. It was because it was on Fox, that's for sure. You know, and we're in like the boondocks right now. Listen, I mean, look at where we are. Like, it's these types of stations. It's these types of places that that you know the cops are normally bad at. We are literally in the middle of nowhere. And when we're in the middle of nowhere, guys, then that's the places where these guys act as crazy as they act. High intensity mudding, let's ride. Is Hot Tow Truck Girl wearing her seatbelt? Let's see. Yes, Hot Tow Truck Girl is wearing her seatbelt. Why am I suddenly blocked? Kathleen Foley, I can see your comments, so you're not blocked. Am I being transparent? I mean, obviously, you're on video in the car with me. What's going on, J-Bone Capone? Oh, Muggs Malone. Kathleen, you're not blocked. Can see you. Yep. Okay, so here, Agent Gray. That is not freedom of speech. That's defamation, because allegations are not convictions. Innocent until proven guilty. I understand you might live in a place in your brain where it's guilty until proven innocent, but you just called her a thief, and right now these are allegations. There's no proof behind that. So I'm going to block you for that. I'm doing it on my own. Defamation of character. You want to say Hot Tow Truck Girl sucks? She's the worst person in the world. I hate her. Go ahead. I won't block you for it. You're not going to defame anybody on this channel. That's for sure. Matt Toomey. Thanks, man. Unless, of course, you think that having a police station is a violation of the Third Amendment. That's actually Auditron. I really am not a huge fan, but I like that, because housing soldiers in a time of peace or war, I could say that right now it is a time of war against freedom, and they are our soldiers. I mean, obviously, in the definitive purpose, a police station is not a violation of the Third Amendment, but if we're having a theoretical argument, then I like that. That's something I want to think about. Hey, got yo number one. I appreciate that, man. Auditron supports me. Oh, thank you. There was another person with the same name that has been giving me a hard time, but that's fine. I'm not going to block you because you give me a hard time. So